And ladies and gentlemen, we are live on the new channel. Welcome. So great to have you here. Yes, you are correct, Debo Bop or Chame. There are no mods yet, but we can fix that. We're just waiting for Dennis right now, and he should be back pretty soon. But I wanted to go live. Welcome everyone to the new channel. Encourage you to subscribe if you haven't already. This is where all of the Best Phone Plans podcast content is going to live. We're even going to start uploading some shorts from the live streams to kind of give the little snippets that you're looking for. And yeah, no super chat option. This isn't monetized yet. So we're trying to make this migration over. Our goal is to hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of September. We'd really appreciate it if you can help us get there. And that will help us monetize this channel to keep creating amazing content for you all. And you'll probably see me plug this channel a bunch of times on the main channel to let more people know about it. But this is it. This is the official Best Phone Plans podcast. And we wanted to kick it off with like a cool live stream for you all and to kind of hang out and chat. We were talking about best Labor Day smartphone deals, so I put that in the title, but we can kind of go where we want to. So that is what is up. But yeah. Dennis, you're in the wrong StreamYard. So I'm going to need you to hop from this StreamYard over to Discord to the new StreamYard I created. Yeah, Dennis is all confused. He's getting it set up. Boom. Hello, Michael. Progamisian, hello. Here we are. Dennis is here. Boom.
Got some Coca-Cola.
Welcome to the new channel, Dennis. I wanted to go live. Saw people were waiting.
Yeah.
Wanted to get up. Yeah, let me pull this up. Maybe we can appoint some stream mods while we're here.
Ooh, that is exciting. We're gonna knight some people.
Everyone. Yeah.
I'm cool with knighting Debo Bop if we haven't done so already. He's been with us for a long time.
Oh yeah. Michael, you've been here. Appreciate your support. We got Debo Bop in the house. Progamisian, always welcome to have you.
So a lot has been going on in like general news and stuff, which I want to talk about. But I really want to make this sort of Q&A-esque and do something kind of just real chill and just kind of have a conversation where you guys get to kind of see what me and Stetson sometimes talk about behind the scenes. I think that should be like the vibe that we go for this. What do you think, Stetson?
That sounds great. Absolutely.
All right, cool. Then with that being said, Stetson, have you been paying attention a lot to tech news recently?
I've been trying to, Dennis. I've been trying to pay attention a lot. What else do you have specifically in mind?
Did you see Telos of Tech talk about the new periscope camera possibly in the iPhone 13?
I did not. What is going on with that?
Well, basically, there's a YouTube channel. Have you heard of it, Telos of Tech?
Yeah, Telos of Tech, absolutely.
Yeah, so he did a live stream today, and the general theme of the stream was talking about iPhone 13 cameras. They were talking about like 8K video recording and all kinds of other stuff. But one of the things specifically on the agenda was a periscopic camera, which a periscopic camera, I thought you would know about since you were kind of a camera nerd.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's where basically the camera lens, instead of pointing outwards from the phone, like literally every camera, it actually is a mirror that reflects down into the body of the phone. And this allows you to get a much thicker lens element. Because the reason we basically have all of these camera bumps, I'll use the Pixel 5a here. This one's a pretty slim bump. The reason we have these is because the thickness of the actual lens elements. But when you have a periscope lens, you can, instead of having the thickness be this way, you can have the thickness be this way. And it actually can extend into the body of the phone, which can allow for some super detailed zoom and allow you to get some outstanding image quality from far away.
Gotcha. So basically, when bringing that up, I was going to see what your thoughts were if you were excited.
Oh, yeah. I'd love to see that. I honestly don't think Apple's going to do that, though. I think the big thing this year is possibly a new sensor for them, upping the megapixel count to finally like 64 or something like that. I think
Apple's going to upgrade the sensor count?
Yeah, absolutely. The megapixel count, I think it's time. I think they will do that.
I don't know if that's going to have the type of benefits that I think you think it would have.
low light image processing. Well, I think they've got the image processing. It's going to be the A15 Bionic.
But we should also, by the way, if we haven't done so already, I don't know if we posted a link to the channel on the old one.
Yeah, I put a link to the stream on the previous video.
Okay, cool.
And I can tweet it out right now.
Yeah. But, okay. Well, you didn't hear about that, so that's no harm, no foul. You've been a very busy man. How about I'm reading the chat a little bit while you do that.
Right. Sorry, what was going on?
Nothing too much. I'm just reading the chat. Debo asked us, well, you specifically, have you lived through a fan interaction yet? Like someone on the street recognizing you and being excited?
I haven't, not really. One time I was in downtown Denver and I was filming a speed test video. So I had my camera out and I was on the streets filming. And I had like a 14 or 15-year-old like group of like a kid. And then he was like with a friend or whatever, like going by on one of those electric scooters. And I think he paused and was like, hey, are you a YouTuber? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, sick, man. Like what do you make videos on? It's like, oh, I test out data speeds, network performance, cell phone plans. It's like, awesome. And he kept going. He had no idea who I was, though. So.
And as for me, I haven't had it happen yet. Primarily because
you also haven't started the Dennis show yet.
Well, I was also going to say primarily for the fact that I don't think I've gone outside in like 2 weeks.
You and me both, yeah.
I like the only times I go out are like legit for like doctor's appointments and stuff like that, which like my doctor knows that I do a podcast because like, you know, we had a side conversation, but it wasn't like they like knew me from watching me immediately. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. No, it always comes up. It's so funny, Dennis. Like I had a dentist appointment and, you know, it's like, oh, what do you do? Oh, you know, I make YouTube videos. All right. No, cool. Like, what do you make videos about? Oh, I review cell phone plans. All right. Like, what's the best plan? Then I was like, oh, you know, like maybe check out Mint Mobile, maybe check out US Mobile, something like that.
Well, a lot of times too, it'll be like some side conversation where like I'll be like interacting with someone and exchanging contact information, and they'll see me like whip out 2, maybe 3 phones out of my pocket, and they'll be like, "Why are you carrying like 3 phones? Are you a drug dealer?" I'm like, "No, just very geeky." Also happen on a podcast on the side where we talk about cell phone plans, so you know.
You should see me trying to go through airport security, where like get to the TSA checkpoint, like, all right, I gotta whip out like 3 different phones, an iPad, a laptop. Oh my goodness, it is.
Dude, Stetson, I have a real talk question. What's the most awkward time you've had whenever you had to like whip out like multiple phones? Do you ever have like an awkward experience that you can share?
Definitely at the airport when we're traveling internationally, right? And I've got my bag out and I've got to basically like open this zipper and just like start dumping phones out into the little bin that can get scanned. Like people are just like, what is this guy doing? Like he has got to be up to something suspicious. Who carries this many phones? And they're all active too. It's not like it's, you know, like, oh, I just have this extra 1 phone. No, I've got like 3 to 4 phones out. It's insane. So
yeah. See, when I'm going through an airport, I'll bring 2 phones with me, but no one bats an eye because I'll just say one's for work, one's for play.
Yeah, that's
or
smart.
like
That's smart.
or something like there's something generic like that is usually But Progamusin asked an awesome question. He's asking if he should get Spectrum Business. They're offering him 600 megabits per second down, 35 up for $95 per month. My question for you, Progamusin, is does Spectrum have like a data cap or something on like their residential tier, or some features, I guess, that you get as a business customer that you can't get on residential? Because if they don't, then I don't think it's worth, in my opinion, to get to a business account.
I would kind of agree with that. I mean, I'm all about helping people save money. So if you feel like your current solution is working for you, why not just keep it, right? Like maybe you could put those savings towards something else. I mean, like me, it'd be a new Wi-Fi router or something, but I don't know. I personally, once I feel like I hit over 100 megabits per second down and up, I'm pretty much fine for what I do.
I partially agree with that sentiment, but I disagree with the metric that you set. I mean, good enough is something, but like there's a point of diminishing returns. Basically, I feel like the sweet spot for me personally is somewhere around 400 megabits per second is my point of diminishing returns in which I don't necessarily notice a significant improvement from having more speed. 100 megabits per second, I can definitely notice the difference because of the fact that I do large downloads of games. And Call of Duty, for example, likes to re-download itself whenever it does an update and remove old data. And it's always like these 50, 100 gigabyte downloads that take forever if you only have 100 megabits per second, because it's only... Because here's the thing, when we measure speed for internet, right, we're measuring in megabits, but it takes 8 megabits to make 1 megabyte, which is how you typically see your files on a computer.
Yep.
So 100 megabits equals roughly approximately like 10 megabytes per second, which is not that fast still for today's standards.
Yeah, I can hear you if you're doing like a bunch of downloading and stuff.
Plus the fact that I have 4K cameras that are constantly running 24/7 for my security system that are respectively consuming roughly about 18 megabits per second to the respect themselves from the compression. 100 megabits can get eaten up real quick.
Oh, I bet 100%, Dennis. Yeah, you're a power user.
Yeah, but like I said, 400 megabits per second, that's kind of like the point of diminishing returns for me. Like anything faster, and I can notice it like in certain scenarios, but like, Also, chime feed. I would love the idea of starting to do speed tests on video with explanations. I actually had that idea as a possibility whenever we were messing around behind the scenes, which if you haven't done so already, go to Patreon to see that behind the scenes tomfoolery. But basically, Stetson and I were messing around with StreamYard, and we found out we could use our phones with StreamYard. For some reason, that never clicked with us, like that we could do multiple things like that, even though Carlos came on using his phone. It took us a moment. But hypothetically speaking, if we can figure out a way for me to have access to the StreamYard and I can just use my phone like that, I could very easily just smack one of them in my car and then, like, say the iPhone, since it's on AT&T, and then have another phone rocking and rolling on T-Mobile to do speed tests on or something.
That'd be awesome, 100%. 100%. Yeah, and actually I have 3. I saw Sneed had multiple car phone mounts, so I have now upgraded. I have 3 different ones to kind of compare them, and that way I can have 3 phones up and ready to go, speed testing at the same time in the car.
I need phone mounts, but the other problem that I need is, like, both my AT&T lines are on my iPhone 12 Pro Max. So, like, I need like, and then the Verizon one's going to be on the iPhone 12 Pro Max. So, like, I need, like, I guess I could use the iPhone 11 from T-Mobile, but, like, for, like, a T-Mobile line, but, like, I need to figure out a way to, like, do it in a way that makes sense.
Sure.
But that is definitely something that is a possibility. Definitely something as a possibility. If I did that, I just want it to be on YouTube. I wouldn't want to use, like, Periscope or something. Like, I'd want it to be on the YouTube channel. So that's where having StreamYard or something come in would be good. I guess YouTube Studio is a thing, right? I guess that's a thing. Could probably do that.
100%. But
anywho, let's see. I feel like there was something. Oh, it was from Diva He said, what do we think about FirstNet outages during the storm? AT&T's under fire, and people are saying that even T-Mobile stayed online the majority of the time. I want to add a small correction to this real quick. T-Mobile actually did not perform well. T-Mobile was actually roaming on AT&T most of the time on their HSPA, from what I've understood, based off the coverage. AT&T having outages, I feel like, is unfortunate, especially considering the importance of the FirstNet network. And I think they could have done more, like moving in cows, which, for people that don't know, are basically like vehicles that are cells on wheels. Basically, they're cell sites on wheels, which is, I know, something that Verizon did. But I feel like AT&T, I mean, it was a freaking hurricane. Like, you know, like,
yeah, I feel like it's bound to happen, right? Like, is your house going to get possibly damaged? Like, yeah. Was it designed well enough to be preventative from that? I don't know. Like, how extreme do you need to go?
I mean, I feel like AT&T definitely did the things they needed to do to, like, make themselves resilient. Like, they had backup power generators. They had, you know, I'm assuming bolted the cell site down as much as a cell site can be bolted down. I don't know. I don't feel that bad. I don't feel hate towards AT&T in the same way that I don't feel hate towards T-Mobile in the situation of a freaking hurricane. Like, you know, ish happens. Now, the real question is going to be what happens after the fact. Like, how quickly can we get things up and running? And also, also worth mentioning is, are the carriers playing nice with each other and letting everybody roam on each other during this emergency? Those are more telling details to me.
Sure. Dave is asking best deal for the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Dave, I think you must have missed our previous stream, or maybe you saw it and you're here. I would say we really liked the deals from AT&T on the 12 Pro Max, and Best Buy has some decent options if you're looking to get something that's off contract, or you want to like use it between different carriers. So I would look at those.
Carlos
Verizon
said
can
no
also be
YouTube
good.
notification, by the way.
Ah, dang, Carlos. Sorry about that. We're just getting things started here, all right? So we appreciate the patience as we kick things off and get this channel up and running.
Yeah, Stetson, is there a way to also throw out like a YouTube comment? Not a comment, what do you call it? Like, on the main channel, like a notification?
Oh, yeah. Dude, I can totally do that.
But while you're working on that, I'm going to answer a question from Austin. And he asked for me, do I have any plan? Have I switched up any of my cell phone plans lately? Are you testing any different plans like Stetson? I have not made any cell phone plan changes recently. Right now, I'm still rocking T-Mobile, my AT&T line, and my Lowe Mobile line, which I guess you can call a plan change because I wasn't actually aware I still had access to Lowe Mobile. But outside of that, no, I'm just sticking with those three right now. I'm not really doing like any meaningful testing. That's more Stetson's domain. Like, Stetson's the guy that's got like legit 5 like identical iPhones to get the most.
Oh my gosh, I'm selling some of them right now.
Perfect tests. For me, I do speed tests and stuff when I'm out. I literally don't leave the house like at all. So like outside of testing in my house, which with my 2 options that I do have, T-Mobile and AT&T, I get a decent enough pulse to know like what coverage looks like, and I know that T-Mobile is generally speaking pretty bad in my market, with the exception of areas where N41 is, which in those spots it's fantastically good for the most part. And then AT&T is consistently like just incredible. The only one, and this is going to be the one that gets me really excited, is testing out Verizon, because outside of just talking to people, I don't have too much experience with it. Like, I tested it when I had US Mobile, but that was deprioritized out the gate. So I will be excited to do more testing once I have the Verizon line from Lowe's.
Yeah. We're really excited for that, Carlos. I'm honestly amazed and thankful for everything you've done for the community to bring these plans into existence. Dave is asking a simple, is Lowe Mobile good?
Absolutely.
The plans are outstanding, Dave. And I need to get these on the site. Maybe that'll be number 1 priority for me, my Stetson priority. What is Lowe Mobile, Dave? Lowe Mobile is a new MVNO started by fellow YouTuber Carlos S. Tech. This is him right here. It's using the AT&T network right now and offers truly unlimited data with truly unlimited hotspot data. It's honestly incredible. The caveats I will say right now, my understanding is you can't port in a number. You do need to get a new number when you sign up. Carlos, feel free to correct me if that has changed or if I'm simply mistaken. And I would say it is a little bit better for single line users looking for unlimited data. If you have a family, I think you can get a better deal from going with AT&T directly. And I think AT&T prepaid can be a good option as well. But for straight up unlimited hotspot, there is no competition. Lowe Mobile is the number 1 option right now. In fact, our friend Sneed is running his whole home off of Lowe Mobile, using it as his internet.
And to plug Sneed a little further, I know Sneed has worked on a deal with Carlos where if you're a patron member, you actually get a discount off of Lowe Mobile. So also a fun point to mention, since I know a lot of you guys probably enjoy Sneed just as much as we do. I mean, he is the general of the Sneed Mobile Army after all. Great man. And Stetson, I don't know if I told you this. I don't think I have. But on the 16th, I've booked Sneed to come on for the after show.
That is sweet. Oh, we're so excited to have him on.
Yeah, basically, I figured I have to have him on, right? 2 days before the B-Day. I told you about that. So got to spend it with Sneed.
Absolutely. We are porting again on the website, so that's awesome. So that answers that question. And this is the site if you're interested in learning more. The Lowe Mobile unlimited phone plan. You can actually activate via eSIM, which is awesome. You just enter a few information, and porting information optional. Boom.
Yeah, dude. Carlos.
Wow.
So
This is legit. This is coming together, Carlos. This is awesome.
Carlos's guide here, like I wanted to say, like the things that I respect most about Carlos is one, he's including all tax and fees. That's pretty huge, right, Stetson?
Yeah.
Two, even though we will both agree that if we're talking about family plans, like normal, like AT&T Elite, definitely better value.
Carlos, actually, it's funny. I rewatched an old show, and I think you mentioned that you were trying to work on getting some sort of family discount down the road. So I'm wondering how that's going. But either way, the plan you have now is outstanding for individuals.
Well, yeah, for individuals, it's the best. But also, I was going to say, but here's the thing, though. Carlos has got the best overall hotspot plan, like an actual physical hotspot for like a home internet replacement. The best. He's also got the best tablet plan.
Yep.
Hands down. There's no
down.
question. And it's affordable. I mean, even like a single phone line, like $65 is pretty tasty. Like that's a good $20 cheaper than AT&T Elite.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll bring it back on the stream. It's $65 for unlimited everything with the current discount that Carlos is offering. And yeah.
And don't forget too, by the way, you don't have to deal with AT&T's biller when you deal with Carlos.
Oh, it's so bad. Yeah. Austin asked a great question. Let's go back to that. Who's excited about Dish? I know I am. Austin, I'm actually super excited about Dish. And I had this amazing hot take today. This is like the spiciest of spicy takes, okay? You've got your special Dennis spicy special, and I'm sprinkling on some extra spicy sauce on this bad boy. Hot take. What if Dish buys Mobile X?
Ooh. But Mobile X doesn't actually exist, right?
They don't need to exist to be bought. Well, yeah, so my thinking here is that Dish has been on a MVNO buying rampage, right? They bought Gen Mobile recently. I guess, Ting, we've got Republic Wireless, bunch of MVNOs, Mobile X, and like, why has Dish been buying these MVNOs? I think for the tech stack on the back end. Ting, Republic Wireless, I think that's what they're going for. What if they bought Mobile X? Like, what if Mobile X is actually doing something that we don't know about? And they buy them. They scoop them right up. They join the Dish wireless smoothie.
Well, I know Mobile X when we had on, was it Peter?
Yeah, we had Peter Adderton on it.
Yeah, it was Peter. Okay, I just want to make sure. I was making sure memory served me correctly. When we had Peter on, he was talking about kind of like billing per usage, almost like a utility company, which I think is kind of cool. I put out a tweet before where he commented on one of our shows. He was saying, I think I made a comment. I said, like, I think ultimately in the future everything's going to be unlimited, and we ended up getting into like a little discussion on Twitter. I don't know. I don't know if being bought fits what Peter's trying to do. You know what I mean?
Oh, it definitely doesn't. It definitely does not. And you're right about that.
Like, I don't know if that fits. I think Peter would want to do his own thing. Like I don't think he would want to be bought. I think he would want to be like an MVNO, like he always has been. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Plus, as Ryan pointed out, Peter still has to actually make a product first to buy.
Ryan, I really like this. Peter Adderton has to have an actual product for Charlie to buy him out. Maybe he needs to get off Twitter. I mean, yeah, it's all fun and games. I don't want
to throw shade at Peter. Peter was an awesome guest, and
he was an awesome guest.
And he's a really cool dude. Like,
he's
I want to be
cool.
clear.
He's doing exciting things.
I want to be clear here. Like, I respect the man, and I know he's done cool things in other places. I hope he's able to take what he's learned and from Boost and other ventures and do something cool and surprise me. Make me a believer that unlimited's not the future for everything. Make me a believer that you could do something really cool in this pay by usage model. Make me a believer. I'm looking forward to it. I want to see it. I would love to have him on again when he does unveil his product, so I could be the first person to hear about it. And just like anybody else, I'd give him a fair shake. But as far as your hot take, yeah, I don't see a reason to buy Peter's company, and I don't think Peter the person would want Dish to buy him.
Peter likes running things. I mean, I think after seeing how Boost Mobile US has been run, I think, he would be running it very differently. I think he wants his own project.
But circling back around to the original genesis of the question, am I excited for Dish? I am. I'll say this. I get more excited when I watch Sneed because Sneed is so passionate about it. And I get excited when I talk to you. I think they have potential because they're working with things like Ting, right? That gives me hope. I get excited when I hear from Carlos, who's telling me what's going on in Las Vegas in that market. And I get a little bit excited because they are roaming off AT&T. So relatively speaking, I know that AT&T is good in my area. But for me, I'm not the kind of person that gets super optimistic. Like, I'm still waiting and seeing. Like, Dish hasn't done anything yet that makes me go like, okay, wow, this is like incredible. Like, go buy. Like, I don't even know their pricing of their plans yet. You know what I mean? So
I think, I'm just most curious about the plans. Like, what are they going to do? Dennis, we already talked about what Dish needs to do to be different.
I got a lot of hate. I got a lot of hate for the price for life comment, which
feedback, Dennis. You got a lot of feedback of the negative variety.
I don't know. I feel like there was some comments that end up getting a little bit insulty, calling me an idiot about it. But
all ideas are great ideas. Those commenters just don't know how to comment on YouTube.
But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just want to see Dish do something. I'm hoping that Charlie Egan maybe channels his inner youth, his inner rock star. I think he needs to target the younger demographic, and by younger demographic, I don't even mean me. Like, I'm talking people below my age range, like the college kids. I think that's what Dish needs to do. He needs to he needs to get customers that are going to be with him for life. If you get them when you're young, those people are eventually going to have families and kids, and they'll add lines naturally on their own, right?
That's what you're thinking. It makes a whole lot of sense.
Because they can't win me over. Like, I've already been, call me brainwashed or what have you, but I already have my loyalties, right? Like, I'm with T-Mobile and AT&T. I'll probably stay with T-Mobile and AT&T. I might end up going away from T-Mobile with how T-Mobile's been going and just be AT&T. And we already know the reasons why I have a grudge against Verizon directly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Let's see. I wanted to answer Ryan's question here. Which is a Verizon MVNO that has a similar plan to Mobile X, primarily affordable plans for those who need Verizon coverage? Dennis, I think you know where I'm going with this.
You're going to say Visible, aren't you?
I'm going US Mobile.
Oh, okay.
For the flexibility specifically. So the reason, Ryan, I'm suggesting you take a look at US Mobile is they offer your traditional data bucket plans if you're interested, unlimited talk and text, now with a family discount, which is pretty interesting. You got your 1 gig, 5 gig, 12 gig, 18 and 30 gig plans, ranging from $12 to $30 a month, all very reasonable. You've got your unlimited plans. These are now actually 75 gigs, so do keep that in mind. Great family discount here. But your option, the flexibility, you can build your own plan with however many minutes, however many text messages, and however many megabytes of data you want each month. You can purchase top-ups at any time for minutes, text, and data.
They also got the bucket plans, too.
Dennis, you are spot on. It's really hard for me to find them on their site. So give me a hot second here as I try and find these. They are the data bucket plans. Let's see our plans.
I don't remember what it was,
Pool
but
plans.
it's like isn't it like $2 per gig or something?
Yep, $2 a gig. And so let's say you want, I don't know, maybe like 8 gigs. You got one line. It's gonna run you $25 per month. You got flexibility here. If you want to have 4 lines with 8 gigs, it's $54 a month. You can call it. Like, this is outstanding stuff.
Xfinity Mobile's also not bad if you're talking about just shared data buckets.
Oh yeah, 100%.
But I thought we were just talking about like low cost in general. In which case, US Mobile $25.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, Visible $25.
That's true.
But I mean, this gets into the thing where when we had Mobile X on, like I was thinking about this. Like, there's companies that do what Mobile X is I mean, not to the degree that he was talking about, like where it's like on a % basis or whatever, but like US Mobile, close enough, right? Like, you get 200 texts, right? $3
Yeah,
or whatever that
yeah,
was. Like close enough. You know what I mean?
100%.
But
Debo
question / hot take from Debo Bob. He says, I believe Dish has the potential to be the first modern carrier. All of the new technologies will be available to them, whereas the OG MNOs had to wait decades. Do you agree?
I think this goes two ways, and so I'll quickly go. Like, I think when it comes to Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile, yes, they have legacy technology. Yes, most of the time their websites are trash. They are slow. They don't work. It's painful for them to update and release new plans. It doesn't. A lot of times, deals and promos don't work. So I think that system can be improved. But when it comes to the network itself, Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile, they've already built out their networks, and they're available. I think Dish's biggest struggle, they're going to have the back end down. They're going to have the biller down. They're going to have customer service and support down, but they're going to have to struggle to build out their own network. So I think it kind of goes both ways. Like, they have the foundation, but they need to build. Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile already have the networks, and they just need to kind of hack their way through it, I guess is what I'll say. Dennis, your thoughts on this?
My thoughts is that there's no such thing as a modern network because it's technology, right? Like, legitimately, over just the past year for 5G, how much stuff has changed, right? With the cell sites. We're literally seeing Verizon, for example, in the millimeter wave sites going back, yanking stuff out and putting like Samsung equipment in place, right? So like, yes, everything that Dish is deploying is going to be new. It's going to be 5G from the get-go, but there's different flavors of 5G. There's going to be different renditions of 5G, just like we saw in the LTE era, right? Like the LTE network that we have today is vastly different from the LTE network that was first deployed. 4x4 MIMO didn't exist. 256 QAM didn't exist. Beamforming tech has improved dramatically. Lots of things came about during the era of LTE, and the same thing is going to happen with 5G. So maybe Dish is ahead for like a year in a market, but then Verizon comes in and does their thing, and boom, they're ahead, right? Like, it's not something that's going to like be like a first mover advantage, because at the end of the day, what's more important is just having a reliable network at all there, and that is something that Dish doesn't have the advantage of. They don't have the funding, they don't have the established footprint, and it's going to take a long time to get to that point where they're going to have network parity with a Verizon or an AT&T. Like, it's easier for them just to tear out the equipment on the tower and just put stuff on because the backhauls already there. Dish has to do all of that from scratch.
This is true. So, what else?
Carlos does have a comment, though. He said, Dish's network will be amazing because they are building fast tower sites in Vegas. 90% of the towers have Dish gear here, and they started at the end of May. 3 months. That's much work is fast. I mean, I think they can do it fast because a lot of cell sites that are being used by the carriers aren't actually owned by carriers directly. They're owned by like Crown Castle. You're gonna have to help me out here because I'm blanking on the other big ones here.
No, I can't remember right now.
Okay, well, my mind's blanking, but I'm sure Dish will be able to be quick-ish. Like, maybe they get something meaningfully deployed in like 2 years time, where they're covering like, say, I don't know, 80% of people. But it's really easy to get to the 80%. It's getting the last 20% that's the hard part, which by the last 20%, I'm basically talking about rural America. I'm talking about covering sometimes highways where there are just no people at all. Like, that's the part that's slow, right? Like, even AT&T to this day still has dead spots, and they've been doing this for how long? Same with
Years.
Verizon.
Yeah.
Same with T-Mobile, right? Thank you, Carlos. Crown Castle and American Tower. I blanked on the second one there.
Yeah. I hope, Chaim is saying Open RAN will help with infrastructure a lot. I really do hope so. I mean, we saw Nokia kind of pause their O-RAN development, so hopefully they're able to resume that pretty quickly here. And, Chaim is saying they did deals already with all the major tower providers, which they probably have to.
Yeah, I mean, another thing that's going to slow things down, too, is just permitting.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Well, I imagine, like, if, T-Mobile and Verizon are already on a tower, I feel like it's easier for Dish to, like, hey, can we be on this tower, too? No, you don't think so?
Dude, local officials are funny, man. Local officials are real funny. I mean, come on. We got people that are literally thinking that 5G causes cancer.
That's crazy.
I mean, this was a few years back, but I remember when AT&T wanted to add I think it was AT&T wanted to add a cell site, and they wanted to put it like around where like this church was, like inside like the church's like they wanted to I don't remember. It was something like they wanted to put it somewhere, and basically the town made them put it inside like this church roof and rebuild this whole church building so that it was like hidden. And like if you look at places like Florida, have you ever seen like those fake cell sites that kind of are supposed to look like trees?
I have seen those. Yeah, we have one in Denver. It's really funny.
Yeah, like communities are weird about cell sites. Like they don't just want them just chilling there. So then like all this extra work happens, or sometimes they're just like, no, we don't want another set of antennas here, or it's just the part. I mean, even if they allow it there, you still have to get it approved just to touch the cell site. Like you still have to get approved to climb the ladder. You know, it's slow, and it's not fun.
I didn't know. Wow. So that almost seems like the biggest barrier, and I feel like it'd be helpful if the government aided Dish in that regard to try and expedite that.
I mean, Sneed talked about it whenever we were on his stream the one time that my market apparently was being all pissy with AT&T, if you remember that.
Yeah, I think I do recall that. Absolutely.
And I find that funny because AT&T somehow still manages to do well. But look, local officials get funny. People are funny, especially in 2021. But Stetson and Dennis, do you agree that if C-band is blocked because of aviation concerns, that T-Mobile would dominate the entirety of 5G? Stetson, I'll let you go first.
I have a simple answer to this, and that is yes. I think the truth is without any mid-band spectrum, I think Verizon and AT&T, the only places they can excel are in like close quartered congested markets, which are going to be stadiums, airports, and maybe other venues. But I think T-Mobile's mid-band 5G is already doing extremely well, and T-Mobile will continue to deploy that, and it'll be outstanding. So I would say yes.
My answer is no, actually.
You say no. You think that AT&T and Verizon can compete with T-Mobile without any C-band spectrum?
I think everything balances out in the end. And by that, I mean this. Look at AT&T right now, right? They don't have C-band, but they're doing fine. They're competing. Why are they competing? Because their network's good enough, right? Most people don't run speed tests on their phone. They probably don't even know what Ookla speed test is. Does their YouTube video load? Yes. That cat video is loading just fine. Does Facebook load? Yes. Can I make a call? Yes. Can I text? Yes. Okay, cool. You have a network. You can compete. And, Verizon, if anybody has proven what I'm saying even more than anybody, it's Verizon. They've been Spectrum starred for years. And yet
I disagree. Verizon's so congested, Dennis. They need to alleviate that congestion. They need Spectrum.
They have been Spectrum starred for years, and yet they're still competing for consumers, aren't they not?
I guess this is true.
So they still have customers. And they're the most expensive. Like they're not even competing on price yet. They're still competing. And there's markets where they have densified in other ways. It doesn't even have to necessarily be millimeter wave sites. Maybe you're just adding more macro sectors, right, to offload some traffic. Like you can offload traffic in other ways. Is it effective? Like, is it efficient? No. Is it really expensive? Absolutely. But you can do it. Like, obviously we want them to have mid-band. That's better for the industry as a whole, and it allows for more things to happen. But it's not going to stop them from just competing. Like, they're not just going to roll over and die. They're going to be people that still buy AT&T because they want HBO Max's unlimited lead plan, right? In the same way that were still people that were on Sprint, even though Sprint had an inferior network. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. No, I mean, I hear you. I still think 5G era, I mean, after 5 years of development, I think T-Mobile is just going to be, the network will be leaps and bounds ahead in terms of 5G coverage, speed, and performance.
I mean, in the same token, that they could always reform a lot of the spectrum that's LTE for 5G.
I mean, sure, I guess. I don't know. I still think if this question, in this scenario, I think T-Mobile would dominate. That's my answer. Sounds like they might be faster in some scenarios, but it sounds like you would not use the word dominate.
Dominate implies that, like, they have, like, say, 70% market share.
You're associating it with market share.
Like, yeah, like I'm associating it where, like, but yeah, I'm basically associating it with market share. I'm basically putting it like this. Like, T-Mobile is basically the Amazon of e-commerce, right? I mean, like, T-Mobile, the cell network, basically becomes like Amazon of e-commerce, where they, like, just dominate the market. That's domination to me. But in reality, I think it's going to be, regardless of how good the network gets, I think it'll still be some flavor of like AT&T owns 33%, Verizon owns 33%, and T-Mobile owns 33%, because there's going to be reasons why people don't want to use T-Mobile, right? Maybe it's the data breach, right? Maybe that keeps people away. Like, there's going to be reasons why they don't dominate, even though they might have some really cool mid-band spectrum. I mean, it's going to take years for people to get all the phones, right?
Sure.
So
I mean, that's the timeline we're operating on.
So those upgrades aren't going to mean anything to people when they go to try out T-Mobile, and they're going to remember like, oh, I switched to T-Mobile because they claimed 5G, but it was slow. I was stuck on N71. I'm going back to AT&T. It'll be years before they switch back. You know?
Sure. All right. I hear you. I think it'd be great. Carlos is saying millimeter wave is surprisingly good, and this can be true in certain markets. I think ultimately, though, the speed, deployment, and coverage areas of mid-band spectrum is just I think it's really, and Dennis, you've experienced this yourself when you traveled to, what was it, South Korea?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, mid-band is awesome. So I don't discredit millimeter wave. I just think mid-band is a key ingredient when you're baking this layer cake and you're in the kitchen. You know, you want that mid-band. It's a good ingredient to have. Makes it tasty.
I mean, look, I'll put it to you this way, man. You put the gun to someone's head, they're going to come up with a way to make it happen. You know, if you were to strip mid-band as a possibility away from Verizon, I guarantee they go all cylinders ahead on millimeter wave, and you start seeing cities that are literally blanketed in this stuff. I guarantee it 100%.
Yeah. I mean, we saw that. That's basically how they started. They were like, well, we can't do anything except for this, so that's what we're doing.
Right. So I'm saying if you gave it enough time, like, I guarantee you'd see in the top, like, say, 50 markets just blanketed in beautiful millimeter wave.
Yeah. I also, to address the issue about the interference, I don't think it's true from what Snead has been saying, and from the research that I've heard.
I'll put it this way: even if it was true, there's no way in hell Verizon would let it fly because they just spent a butt ton of money getting that spectrum.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, there's no world in which Verizon doesn't get to deploy their C-band.
They're gonna get it, and it's gonna be.
And if they don't,
delicious.
the FCC would probably have to like give them some different type of asset and some type of refund.
Exactly, that's what Debo Bop was saying. I didn't know Stetson was a baker. Hey man, I make my layer cakes.
Oh man, you don't want to do the dinosaur analogy that T-Mobile used?
They're so funny.
But let's see.
What's going on? Our friend.
What is Spectrum Omega?
What?
So Ryan Fraley said Verizon will just go more ham with millimeter wave because that's where their spectrum advantage is. Look at Spectrum Omega. I'm going to Google. I'm not sure what that is.
Pulling that up, I wanted to ask our friend Pro Gamushian. Did you start your own service? Looks like we got Super Cellular. Is that correct? Business reseller. We got AT&T business lines in here. This is awesome. T-Mobile Magenta Max, $40, taxes and fees included. This is amazing. Online store. These look great.
Okay, so I looked it up, Stetson. Spectrum Omega is like a map that shows it shows like the license areas for like different spectrum licenses.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
So like you can see like an area type and see like what like blocks are available and like who owns them and stuff.
This is nuts.
So like for example, I can pick T-Mobile and I can see that they have a ton of 600 megahertz licenses that are just not deploying, which is always fun. Actually, here's a fun talk. Stetson, have you been paying attention to the news and like looking at the fact that T-Mobile is trying to beg the FCC for more free access to 600 megahertz?
No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah, basically, so T-Mobile's been getting like the extra 600 megahertz licenses from like Dish, as well as the unused stuff from the FCC because of COVID, and they're putting in a bid again to keep using that spectrum for free.
Wow, that's crazy. They've been kind of mean about that, I feel like. I've been trying to mooch off of them.
Yeah, mooching off our tax dollars.
We'll see. See, this is an epic site, though. Like, my goodness.
It is very much legit, although it's not loading properly like it is for you. I don't know what I did wrong. Did you select something different from me, or am I just like being stupid?
I don't know. There's this list on the side, and I'm just been clicking on it.
Oh, you actually have to click on the band. Oh, that explains it. Thank you, Stetson. That clarifies it for me. I didn't realize I had to actually click on the band.
Yeah, this is nuts. Wow, I didn't know it was so sporadic throughout the rest of the country. All right, yeah, actually, I want to hear a little bit more from Pro Gamusian here. What the deal is with Super Cellular? So are you set up as like a proper AT&T reseller? Because it looks like basically Allvoy. What's amazing though is the Magenta Max plan. Is everything just set up on a group discount? And what's the repair option? You can repair phones? Are you a certified technician? This is neat stuff. Let's go store cart. Store. Super Cellular. Available plans. One-time bill payment. T-Mobile Business Unlimited. All right, let's say if I want the performance. Can't click on that. All right. Unlimited plans. Oh, here we go. Unlimited Elite. Wow, is this like a 2-month first charge? Kind of expensive, $120. But all right. Nice looking site. Sleek design. Helpful people get connected.
You're
I like that.
not showing the site, by the way.
Oh, thanks, Dennis. How long was I just like talking to myself over here?
A little bit. I was looking for something I saw on Reddit that was posted on r/T-Mobile from a previous or an employee there that was talking about how T-Mobile basically gave pay raises to people, like new hires, but it screwed over like seasoned people because they didn't give pay raises to them. And I was going to talk about that possibly with you, but I can't find it.
Interesting. Awesome. And Pro Gamusian is a certified repair tech. That's great. That's sweet. That's sweet. I love it. Starting out a new venture. Yeah, Spectrum Omega, that is awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
So
this site is slick.
What's tomorrow's September 3rd, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Apparently, starting tomorrow, T-Mobile's doing 0 down for all of the select phones purchased on EIP.
What is EIP?
I think it's their financing thing. Here, I'm putting it in the private chat so you can look at it here.
Sweet.
Oh, equipment credit available. No, that doesn't stand. That doesn't know. Equipment installment plan. That's what it stands for. But basically, for those phones, it's iPhone 12 mini, iPhone 11, Samsung Galaxy A12, and Rebel 5G. What to know. All new and existing customers are eligible, including migrations, available in all sales channels. Devices must be purchased on equipment installment plan. Customer must have enough equipment credit available to finance the phone at 0 down. All credit classes that are eligible for the AIP, including subprime, can combine 0 down payment together with in-market device promos. So basically, this is like an internal thing that like a employee leaked.
Yeah, I think this is cool. Like, you get the heads up, so you know, all right, sick. Tomorrow, get ready to get the promo from T-Mobile. That's what I'm about. That is what I'm about.
But, yeah, anyway, I want to talk about the original thing, though. I'm sorry for getting sidetracked. So, yeah, T-Mobile mooching for Spectrum. And also, I don't know if you saw, but AT&T actually put in a request with the FCC to, going forward, try to stop T-Mobile and getting a more mid-band spectrum from like merchant acquisitions, like it have to be part of the screening.
They're probably upset. T-Mobile has all of it. They have a really huge chunk too, is my understanding.
Well, basically, the screening practice was in place for low band from the get-go, but it has been being enforced for mid-band, and I think it's a good thing for the health of the industry. I don't think T-Mobile deserves to get any more spectrum at this point because they're already sitting on spectrum that they're not using. Like, case in point, look at N71 or Band 71.
Yeah.
They have more than 5x5 block that they could deploy in my market, but they choose not to do so. Yeah, and they have like over 100 megahertz of like N41 in the majority of places. So like, I wanted your thoughts on that. What do you think about T-Mobile trying to be greedy, basically?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it makes sense for them, but I don't think they need to. It's, from my using the network. So I would say they should focus on building their network and let the other carriers build their own networks and stop being mean to Dish.
Poor Dish.
Poor Dish. We like Dish.
Oh, Sean Feed asked us if we have anything to say regarding the Verizon deal with Microsoft Azure on edge computing.
I think it's a great deal. I think Microsoft is trying to be another player in the cloud space. So it's nice that they're getting these kinds of deals. And I think that partnering with Verizon, to me, shows that Microsoft is doing something right. Verizon thinks Microsoft is doing something right and can handle the cloud partnership.
What happened to the Amazon deal? I remember Verizon worked. I thought Verizon had worked out something with Amazon.
Well, I know Dish is doing Amazon. So
no, but I thought Verizon
nice
did too, because I remember seeing like marketing and stuff for gaming, like low latency gaming and stuff.
Well, they advertised a lot with Stadia and Microsoft. I think it was actually Microsoft xCloud and the game streaming they were using for that. I don't think I've ever seen Amazon mentioned in a Verizon event.
It had something to do with like a Twitch thing too. Like it like had something to do with gaming and like Twitch and stuff.
Yeah, Microsoft bought Twitch.
No, Amazon owns Twitch.
Oh,
Yeah.
my mistake. Microsoft bought the other one, the Mixer. That's what it is.
Correct, which is now shut down, by the way.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Chain is saying Azure has better dark fiber between their data centers.
Dark fiber means not being used though.
Interesting. Joel's asking thoughts on Lowecast shutdown.
I'm aware of Lowecast, but it's not something that was ever really available in my market, so it doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
But basically, from my understanding, Lowecast just basically gave you a way to stream local channels that you can get over an antenna over the internet.
I think that's correct, yeah.
And my thoughts on its shutdown is, I mean,
it's a bummer. I wasn't.
I was gonna say I don't care. Like it's like if I want to watch my locals, I could either get an antenna or just use YouTube TV. And I don't watch that much cable TV anymore, to be honest. Like I used to watch more of it. I really, really did. But like as I continue to get older, I watch less and less live television.
Yeah, I do not watch live television, so.
Yeah, but you didn't grow up with it like I did.
That's true. This is interesting. Who's ready for 8x8 MIMO phones? Also, why does low band cap at 2x2 MIMO, Dennis?
I do not know the answer to the second part of his question, but for the first part of who's ready for 8x8 MIMO phones, sure.
Everyone. Sign me up.
Yeah, 8x8 MIMO.
Woo! All right.
Maybe
we'll take like one more question and then call this stream on the new channel a wrap. And stay tuned for the new podcast episode going live tomorrow.
Is that going live on this channel, Stetson?
Yeah, it's going live on this channel, and we should have some shorts that we're gonna have go live as well, which will be awesome.
So that is sweet. Stetson, do you have anything maybe chill in your personal life that you want to talk about?
Chill. Been going on some hikes in Denver recently. Went to the Rocky Mountain National Park. Got some epic photos that Made by Google liked, which I was pretty happy about. I can add that to the stream and just kind of show you the pics. But yeah, this is Rocky Mountain National Park. We hiked up to this beautiful kind of small lake pond, if you will. And we got this beautiful moose shot. Got this epic duck shot. This is all
on taken on
Pixel 5a.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Holy shit, I thought this was like your DSLR, dude.
No, Pixel 5 is a phone.
Oh my goodness gracious. These are incredible shots. Like, go back real quick.
Yeah.
Look at the detail on this duck.
Look at this duck.
Like legit, you could see like each individual like little like feather on its head. Like, oh my god.
Yeah. The only area had a really good edge detection. Only areas in between the beak and the neck. It was a little bit less blurry, but overall, outstanding. Outstanding.
Ooh, Debo Bob asked a pretty cool question. He asked us what school was like for us. Surely one of us was the popular kid. Stetson, I'll let you go first.
Honestly, I did really well in school. I studied well. I took tests well, and it was short, honestly. Debo Bop. I graduated college in 3 years. I was ready
I think
to get
he's
out.
referring to high school.
Oh, high school. I mean, same kind of deal. I don't know. I wasn't really. I was friendly. I tried to be friendly with everyone, and I definitely raised my hand an obnoxious number of times. I was never afraid to raise my hand and participate. But I don't know. It was good.
Yeah, my school life was a roller coaster. Despite how I look, when I first came to school, I was actually, it feels weird saying this, but I was bullied pretty badly. It wasn't until like my junior year that like things got actually legit. I became like super popular. Well, popular, and things were like kind of like legit, and I had an awesome senior year. Basically, I was the mascot for my school, which was like a lot of fun. Spent time with the cheerleaders, which was kind of cool. Got made fun of it at first, but then people realized that the mascot actually gets to, hang out with cheerleaders and date band girls, which was kind of cool, and I became popular in that way. But yeah, no, school was fine. I don't miss high school like at all. I don't talk to pretty much anybody from my high school. College, though, different story. That was great from day one. Like college all around was definitely some of the best years out of my life up to this point. Specifically, my time spent on main campus when I actually got to live in the dorms. College life was great. I had a lot of good friends. I was very popular at Penn State. My Snapchat was very.
He was a legend.
Very popular. I had a friend that lived on a campus that went by Gucci Goggles, and he was really popular amongst like the fraternities, and he basically made me have like a party session for one of my semesters. Although that wasn't really a scene that stuck for me, but I definitely got to go to like some like big fraternities that don't let your average person in, like D Chi and Sigma Pi. I don't know. I'm bad with these Greek names, but that was a great time in my life. Have no regrets about said time. College was great. High school was okay. College was great.
Yeah, sorry to hear, Devo, about that. COVID has really impacted your junior and senior year. That's really bad, man. I'm just really sorry for you, and hope you've been making it all right. Hope you continue to do all right. Curious, like what colleges you'd be looking at or what you're interested in going into. Definitely wishing you the best, though.
Joel, I'm debating if I should say what the mascot was, because if I say it, I feel like you'd be able to figure out where I went. So I'm gonna just pass and say I was the mascot. But high school was cool enough, and I'd say I turned out a pretty decent person. For anybody that's in high school still, by the way, don't let those years like legit. Don't let those years define you. I can promise you with like 100% certainty, you're not going to remember anybody from high school. Like, you're not going to talk to any of them. You're literally never going to see them ever again. And if you did have like a bully or something like that, they're probably going to end up in jail or be in like a Wendy's, and you'll have a small smirk of satisfaction when you see them there.
True. Devo, congrats on graduating. I think we shared this in the Discord, by the way. So I think we definitely congratulated you there. Definitely wishing you best. Programesian. Should I go the circled in competitor route or be like Los Mobile?
I would go just straight through Los Mobile.
I think, well, he's asking about like starting a business.
Oh, I'm sorry. I misunderstood the question then.
Yeah.
My apologies. I thought he was asking if you should pick to buy a plant.
Yeah, go with one or the other. Sure, right.
No, if you're starting a business, I think circled in route can make sense, but there's like, it's complicated.
I feel like it's tricky. Like, you haven't really seen them growing. Their plans are always full. I think Programesian, if you can negotiate a proper MVNO deal, I think that is probably the route I would consider going down. I don't know the logistics behind that, but I think, if you're able to get help, be more like Lowe's Mobile or offer a plan that's unique or something cool that's unique, I think that's the move.
Yeah. Ooh, Chimefeed shared something.
We can't see that. It's a JPEG.
I'm clicking on it. Oh, it's a cell site. What am I looking at? What am I looking at?
Roy Jones works at Wendy's.
Look, no shade for fast food workers. There was a person, I'll just say that they weren't necessarily too great with me in life, and they're older than me. They're my age, so, and I'll just say that person I saw working a specific type of job, and it looked like they were pretty miserable. So it was kind of like karma. But Wendy's is a cool place to work. I know you can work your way up to like manager and stuff like that, and I'm sure that's probably just a part-time thing for you anyway.
Sweet. All right. Oh, this is James saying what the antenna is. Wow. That's epic. All right. I think we got to wrap this stream up. We've been going for over an hour now.
Yeah, actually, 2. We did an hour at the previous
2
one.
hours, so that's a lot. And we want to thank all of you for joining us. Joel, Ryan, Makeo, Progamesian, Debo Bop, Ryan. I know Carlos was in here towards the beginning. Dave. Thank you all so much for joining. We hope you enjoy the content on the new channel. Get subscribed if you haven't already. Hit the like button. And yeah, Dennis, anything else you want to mention here?
No, just thank everyone for coming. Make sure like you said, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to this channel because going forward, that's going to be where the content is. Also, make sure, if you're not already, to consider becoming a Patreon member because there is a ton of extra content. It's also where you can actually see us do the podcast live, so you don't have to wait until Friday because I know waiting is so hard. And smash that like button because this YouTube video was sponsored by the like button.
Sponsored by the like button. Paying us good money. All right.
But,
Carlos, thanks for sticking in here. All right. That's it. Thank you all so much. Peace.
Peace.